Okay, so this is Tony, guys, and I'm back with you with a very, very important part of your admission process. And today we're going to talk about the admission required documents. This is the foundation, and this is the most important thing that you need to take your time and listen. And we're going to break it down step by step. Now, before we go on with the first step, I want you guys to know that in the past few years being with Digi Edu Pro and working as an educational consultant, we realized that most of the students seem to have a problem with trying to process their documents and trying to always ask us which documents they need to process before they get their admission done. And that is why we are here today to break down these steps for you. They are very simple, and so if you follow up with this video, you would not have to have that headache of always trying to call us all the time, asking the same questions about admission process. It's going to be very, very simple. So guys, this is the time, and get ready for all your documents, and let's apply come this September. Okay, so your first step for your admission required documents into any university in China is you need to get a passport. Now I'm talking about a national passport. That is your country of origin. You need to secure a passport that bears your name and your date of birth and your passport number and everything. We need these documents. So the passport is the first thing. If you don't have a passport, guys, and you have a dream of coming to study in China, then you need to make a passport as soon as possible. Go to your immigration office, wherever you are in your country, and apply for a passport. Now, if you have a passport already, that is a good news for you guys. But there is one thing you need to check. That is the expiry date of the passport. When will the passport expire? If it is getting very close, then I bet you need to renew it. So the first step for your required admission into any university in China with a scholarship with Digi Edu Pro is you need to know that you need a passport. Okay guys, so before I go to step 2, let me remind you of this. Last year we seemed to have some students who were asking us, can I use my driver's license or my national health insurance ID card for admission in China? That's impossible, guys. In Chinese we say "you can't do that in China. You need a passport. I mean, we are talking about a real passport, the book, okay, that has your national code and name at the back of it. This is entirely different from your driver's license and any other national ID card that you have. Get a passport and let's help you. This is Digi Edu Pro. Into China. Step 2, we are going to talk about passport size photo. This is different from your passport. You've already got your passport. We talk about that in step 1. Now step 2 is your passport size photo. Guys, don't play with this. Don't just go and take a phone and take a selfie, and then just send it to us. No, this is very, very official. Usually, we need a size of 50 by 40 mm. And you have to make it very clear. Go to a studio, get a very nice photo, look very beautiful, look very handsome, and very clear. Because this is very important, guys. Don't just joke with it. We usually use it to assess some things, and sometimes we upload it to university systems. And if it is not clear, the system automatically rejects it. So guys, you need to give us a very, very clear passport size photo with about 40 by 50 mm, in size. And okay, so number 3. You need your academic transcript and your certificate. This is a very dicey point. It's a very technical point, and I would want you guys to open your ears and listen attentively. Now we're going to break it down into 2. Now let's take bachelor's and diploma students, okay? Now, bachelor and diploma students, you need your academic transcript. That is usually, most of the time, you are a high school student, probably 18 years. That is the limit for most of the universities in China. Now, most of the time, your final examination is your transcript. And in some countries, I know most of the West African countries, it usually comes with as your certificate and your transcript as well. Because when you graduate from the high school, you have your results on a slip. And that can also be your certificate. So if you happen to be in that instance or in that circumstance, then that same slip could be your certificate. But if you are in a different country where they issue a certificate together with your transcript, then we need that too. But remember guys, we need it very clear. Your transcript with your results. Usually, sometimes some some countries have 8 subjects, some have 6 subjects. You need to give us all these results for your diploma and your bachelor's. This is your academic transcript. If you have the certificate that was issued to you by your country, you can add that to it. And this is for the bachelor's and for diploma students. All right. Now, one other aspect of this transcript, academic transcript and certificate, is notarization. This is a very technical word, I believe, guys. But it is very simple. You can just have it in your country because we are into more of a scholarship kind of thing. Most of the time, your certificate needs to be notarized. And it's very simple. It is not difficult. If you notarize it, it gives you an upper hand. It gives you more advantage over your colleagues. So I believe you spend some few days, to notarize your certificate before you scan it to Digi Edu Pro. This is Digi Edu Pro, and I'm Tony. I'm your educational consultant, and I'm giving you the steps that you need for your admission. Okay, so still on academic transcript and certificate. Now we go on with those of you who want to do masters with us in China. First of all, you need to get your transcript for your bachelor's degree. I mean, a 4 years or 3 years bachelor's degree, you need the full transcript. And then you have to add your certificate. So these 2 things are required of a master's student: your bachelor's graduation transcript and your certificate. These 2 documents are needed for the master's students. For PhD, of course, you have finished with your bachelor's, so we need that bachelor transcript. And then your master's transcript, you put these 2 transcripts together. And then your certificate, probably your bachelor's certificate and your master's certificate, these are required of you to give it to us for admission. And if for master's and for PhD prospective students, if your certificate, if your documents are notarized, this will give you an upper hand. Okay, point number 4, and that is, police report. Guys, you need a police certificate. That is a no criminal certificate. In the past in China, when we started this several years ago, you didn't need this. You didn't need this police requirement, But now in China, about 80% of the universities require students to provide no criminal record certificate. And this is very simple. Wherever you are in your country, just go to your police station, probably a police station close to you, and you ask them of your no criminal police record, just to show that you are, excuse me to say, you've not done anything bad, or you are not criminal, or you don't have that mentality. They will give you that certificate in some few days. If within your area they cannot, then you go to the capital city where you can easily get. I know this in most of the African countries. You need to go to your capital city, your police headquarters, and get your police certificate, no criminal certificate, in some few days with your photo. And this, as we always say, will give you an upper hand over other students. Okay, so as I said, this is point number 4. Get your police certificate. I mean, no criminal record certificate from your country. And let's get admission. Point number 5. This point, there's nothing we can do, guys, because this is a truly, government policy in China. Before you come to China to study, you need to do a physical examination checkup. That is for your health, guys. And I believe it's very simple and it's very important. Sometimes you need to check yourself, guys. And this is the opportunity for you to check yourself, your physical examination. Now there's a form, there's an official form that comes from the government. You can get this form online, any website. If you type, China medical form, the form would come. Or you can easily, we've made it very simple. You can check on our website, www.digiedu.com. You can get this form, this medical checkup form there, and you can check yourself. Now, this is what you have to do. Go to any recognized hospital near you, any recognized hospital that is near you. The doctors, based on the form, it has English and Chinese characters, they would know what to check. And after checking that, the doctors would fill the form by themselves, not by you guys. The doctors will fill the form, and then they would give you a recommendation and put a stamp on it. Once you get that, scan and send it to us. That is your physical examination form, and that is your admission requirement number 5. Number 6 is a bank statement. This is about money. As Chinese would say. So guys, even if you have a full scholarship, even if we're able to offer you a school scholarship, we always do that. You still need a bank statement. And the bank statement should usually come from your mother and your father. If that becomes, a little bit difficult, you can, go much in advance, probably any member of your relative. But it should be very direct, like your uncle, that is very important. And it has to be a 6 months bank statement, authenticated, guys. It shouldn't, be fake. It has to be real, because it doesn't matter actually which amount, but it is very important to get your last 6 months bank statement from your mother, your father, or any close relative. And that is point number 6. That will guarantee your admission in China with Digi Edu Pro, guys. Okay, so point number 7. And this is about CV. CV is simply, curriculum vitae. And this is something very simple, but most of our students, some of them seems to think it's a very, very complicated kind of thing, guys. But this is very simple. Just talk about yourself. This is CV, So CV is all about just trying to tell us, yourself, your address, about your experience if you've sometimes worked before, and what are your interests, and what are the things that you have acquired and you have achieved. These put together forms the CV, the curriculum vitae. Guys, what we're going to do is that we're going to put some samples on our website, okay? If you get confused about it, because for bachelor's, a diploma, PhD, master's, you need a CV. None of you is excluded. All of you need a CV. So you can make it very simple, concise, but contains everything. And so we're going to help you try to put some samples on our website for you. But you can also check online and you can get so many samples and do a CV for yourself. This is a required document. Very simple. Don't get confused, guys. And this is point number 7. Required document for your admission in China. This is Digi Edu Pro. Okay, point number 8. Point number 8. The good thing is that bachelor's and diploma, you are out. Get out. This is for masters and PhD. Masters and PhD students. Point number 8, and that is 2 recommendation letters. 2 recommendation letters from an associate professor or a professor, or your supervisor, the one who supervised you during your project work in the university or your research work. So PhD students and master students, point number 8 is for you 2 recommendation letters. The professors and associate professors, they know it. Don't be scared. They know they have to do that. It's your responsibility. Once they taught you, once they know you, they will write it for you. Get that document. 2 recommendation letters. Point number 8. Masters and PhD. Alright, so point number 9, the same thing also goes with PhD and masters, and that is study plan. You need a study plan or a statement of purpose. And guys, don't play with this, because this is going to communicate to the professor or your supervisor what your ideas on your intention and your plans would be when you come and study with him or supervise you. So don't play with this. Your study plan or your statement of purpose is as important as your mobile phone and as your certificate, guys. Take your time, think through what are your ambitions, what do you want to do, what do you want to study, what do you want to achieve coming to China to do your master's or your PhD. You put that down in your study plan or your statement of purpose and you send that to us. The professor will be impressed and would not hesitate to give you a scholarship. But we are there to help you. This is Digi Edu Pro, and this brings us to the end officially. But there are other things you need, and that is probably number 10. This is for all of us: bachelor, diploma, masters, PhD. These things are kind of extra, things you can add to be an advantage over your other colleagues, and that is English proficiency. English proficiency, just to prove that you can speak English, because most of the schools and all the schools, we would teach you in English. Okay, guys, and so you need that English proficiency, or if you've written IELTS or TOEFL or something like that, you can add these documents. And if probably you've done extra activities or whatever it is, and you have certificate, you have some things, you can add all these certificates and send them to us. We would assess them and give you a positive results as we always do, guys. If you have any questions, you can visit our website or consult us through our WhatsApp and Facebook page, Digi Edu Pro, and we'll be there to help you. Okay, guys, what about those of you who want to just study Chinese, only Chinese language in China? 你想学中文是吗？你应该是有一样的材料，你不是有别的，差不多了，跟那个 Bachelor 跟那个 Diploma 都是一样的。What am I saying? I'm saying that you need the same documents for, a Chinese language, just like the Bachelor and the Diploma. And so let's try have a review of the documents that we've talked about. Now, for Bachelor and Diploma students, these are the documents you need. 1, you need your passport, your national passport, the book. 2, you need a passport size photo, guys, a passport size photo. 3, you need your transcript and your academic certificate, okay? 4, you need a police certification certificate or no criminal record certificate. 5, you need your physical examination at the hospital. 6, you need a bank statement, guys, from your mother, father. More importantly, if you get worse, go other uncle, sister, brother. Number 7, you need a CV. And then you add other documents like your English proficiency, or you have your TOEFL, or you have your whatever it is. You can add it to it. This is for Bachelor, Diploma, and Chinese language. Now, those of you who are coming in for Masters and PhD, you have 2 more. So let's start again, guys. If you get confused, let's start again. 1, passport. This is for Masters and PhD. You need your passport, your national passport. You need your passport size photo. Usually it has to be 40 by 50 mm. You need your academic transcript and your certificate. Remember, your Bachelor and Masters, you need 2. Your Bachelor and Masters together to get a PhD, okay? And then 3 or 4, you need your police certificate. After the police certificate, you need your physical examination from the hospital. Number 5, you need your bank statement. Number 7, you need your CV. And then the other 2 is you need 2 recommendation letters from your professor or associate professor. And then you need a study plan or a statement of purpose. Then you add the other documents, that is whether you have English proficiency or you have a TOEFL or whatever it is, you add it to it. This is the conclusion. And this is Digi Edu Pro, and we tell you, we can help you get admission in China. Okay, guys, so this is the end. And as we believe that this would be of help to all our prospective students, those of you who want to, study with us in Digi Edu Pro in China, we believe these steps are going to guide you. And they're going to help you. And you raise a lot of doubt and questions that you will always be asking about admission. But for more information, if you need extra information, you can link us 24/7 through by email, Facebook, or whatever. You can link up, and we would be there to address your issues accordingly. Thank you, guys, and I hope to see you in the next video.